Oh, you thought the drama between Kirk Frost and Jasmine was over. But no, darling. This story is about to blow up because right when you, Jasmine, determined to make sure they did, because she believed things couldn't get any messier. News reports are rolling in that Kirk's house was attacked. And guess who's at the center of the mayhem? Jasmine. And believe me, the events that transpired are straight out of a reality TV script, as rumors have it that Kirk just requested full custody of their son Cannon. And witnesses claimed that Jasmine did not handle it well when she unexpectedly showed up at Kirk's house yelling, singing loudly, smashing furniture, and even threatening Kirk directly. But it didn't end there. Oh no, security was purportedly called, and the fallout. Oh, it's going to get serious. So what drove Jasmine to lose it? And why did Kirk decide to take complete custody of? What's going to happen next, Cannon? Oh honey, you'd better keep tuned in, because the TM is about to spill, baby. It's going to get hot. Let's get started. Because the most recent conflict involving Kirk Frost and Jasmine is so messy, by which I mean that reality TV producers are most likely lounging around the house. Kirk and Jasmine have experienced their share of ups and downs, but their most recent outburst is going to change everything, so let's take notes. Rewind a bit and explain how we got here because, believe me, this isn't a battle that happened at random. Rather, it's the result of years of manipulation, betrayal, and hatred. If you've been following Kirk and Jasmine's poisonous relationship, you already know that it's bubbling over and now it's all being shown to the public. Their relationship has never been steady. Jasmine initially gained notoriety when it was discovered that Kirk had fed a child with her when he was still married to Rashida. Well, you recall the controversy that nearly destroyed love and hip-hop Atlanta. Kirk was out here having a good time with Jasmine behind Rashida's back, and when the truth was out, Rashida was publicly humiliated. Kirk's infidelity was one thing, but fathering a child with Jasmine, which was a whole new level of contempt. Nevertheless, Rashida remained despite the betrayal, although Kirk and Jasmine's drama continued. But oh no, things only got worse after Cannon was born. Jasmine came out here requesting more money from Kirk, not just ordinary child support, but CIS wanted luxury child support, that is, money for fancy clothes, private school tuition, and enough to ensure Cannon was living like a famous baby. And Kirk was not having it. Fast forward to the present, where Kirk and Jasmine have been arguing for years about custody, has always had restricted visitation rights with Cannon, and Jasmine made sure to maintain that. Whenever Kirk attempted to approach his kid, Jasmine would pull, displaying the receipts and threatening to reveal more of Kirk's shady behavior if he didn't comply. Kirk attempted to act civil for a time, but according to people familiar with the matter, Jasmine began to exceed the line when she reportedly used Cannon to dominate Kirk. Could see that his son was requesting more money and even threatening to leak more information about Kirk's private life. So what did Kirk do? Insiders claimed that Kirk eventually had enough and concluded that filing for full compensation was the best way to safeguard Cannon and regain control of the situation. Custody, not shared custody, not prolonged visitation, but entire custody. Kirk simply filed to have Cannon removed from Jasmine's life. And when the court documents were submitted, the news went viral, shocking everyone. According to insiders, Jasmine reportedly lost everything, blindsided by Kirk's choice. And when I say that she lost it, I mean it. Jasmine allegedly began phoning Kirk constantly, threatening him. Voicemails, angry texts, and even an appearance at Frost Bistro asking to see him. But Kirk was finished and wasn't responding to her. Jasmine was unable to cope with the calls, texts, and official cutoff from him. And then the moment that made all the difference occurred on a late Saturday night, when Jasmine allegedly arrived at Kirk's house without warning and in a deranged state. According to witnesses, Jasmine was yelling at. She was trying to break it down by pounding on the front door with the top of her lungs, and Kirk didn't open it. But Jasmine wasn't going to walk away that easily because of the visitor, so she proceeded to walk straight over to Kirk's car, the same opulent SUV he had purchased the previous year, and claimed to have begun keying it. And when Kirk wasn't looking, Jasmine allegedly picked up a stone and tossed it directly through the front window. You think that's awful? But it gets worse, since security cameras apparently captured everything as soon as Jasmine was supposedly captured on camera yelling Kirk's name and threatening to ruin his life if he did. So let's just say the tape is not flattering. Didn't go outside, and the most absurd thing was that she was carrying Cannon in her arms. Yes, she pulled Cannon into the mess with her. Jasmine said, "You're not taking my son away from me, and you hear me over my dead body." Kirk, oh Kirk, opened the door at last, but not to soothe her. No, darling, he unlocked the door to summon security. According to witnesses, Kirk's security officers arrived and made an instant attempt to entice Jasmine to go, but she refused. Jasmine reportedly lost it when she backed down and attempted to enter the residence by pushing past security, but the guards barred her way. According to reports, Jasmine began punching the guards, kicking, yelling, and swearing at Kirk. But Kirk, simply stood there shaking his head. "Jasmine, Kirk allegedly yelled at you, and you're out of control." "Oh," she fired back. "You think you can take my son away from me over my dead body?" Kirk at that point. Social media and photographers had already arrived. Neighbors had already begun congregating outside, and some were filming on their phones. In just a few minutes, the hashtag Jasmine loses became viral on social media. And when the cops finally arrived, it was game over for them. Arrived within 10 minutes, and the video of Jasmine being led away in handcuffs went viral right away. Jasmine was reportedly, as the authorities dragged her off the property, Kirk, oh Kirk, simply stood there with his arms crossed and trembling, yelling that he was lying and attempting to take my kid, his head as though he had moved on. But the worst part was that Cannon was standing there in tears. According to witnesses, Kirk leaned over and gave Cannon a hug as Jasmine was. Kirk allegedly murmured, "It's okay, buddy, Daddy's got you," as they were being placed into the police car, since Jasmine said, "Don't worry," at the end of the live stream. Kirk needs to be prepared, because you will all discover who the true villain is when the truth is revealed. I will be presenting the actual receipts to court. Excuse me, but what actual receipts is Jasmine referring to? And Kirk wasn't having it, because Kirk's lawyer left less than an hour after Jasmine's live performance ended. Declared in a statement to TMZ that Kirk Frost is requesting exclusive custody of his son Cannon because of the child's erratic and unpredictable behavior. Mother, he is dedicated to giving Cannon a secure atmosphere. However, things improved since Kirk didn't simply allow his lawyer handle it. Speaking of which, Kirk immediately went to Instagram and shared a photo of himself and Cannon in the park, writing, "My son comes first always," and Kirk may have been untidy in the past, but the comments revealed that they were dragging Jasmine as she was outside flinging bricks through windows. He appears to be the stable parent at the moment, so Jasmine needs to relax before she actually loses custody. But here's the thing, while Jasmine was, Kirk was already taking action behind the scenes, according to reports, and his legal team has already submitted a request for a temporary restraining order to prevent Jasmine from seeing him and Cannon until the custody hearing. And sure enough, Jasmine broke that order when she appeared up at Kirk's house the previous evening, which implies that Jasmine may face criminal charges in addition to losing custody of Cannon. The most bizarre aspect is that the custody hearing hasn't even begun yet. So the main question is whether Jasmine will actually recover from this, or if she simply eliminates any possibility of her retaining Cannon in her life sentence. If Kirk's team possesses the receipts they say they do, and if Rod actually appears on the witness stand, the drama is far from over, honey. The custody court is set for next week, and you are well aware of the cameras. Jasmine may be finished, but will be present, and Jasmine, sister, better hope Kirk doesn't have any more dirt to unload, as it appears that Kirk may be holding all the cards. If you thought things couldn't get any messier, babe, get ready, because part 3 of the fallout is going to take things to a whole new level. A new level because Kirk wasn't merely observing the drama play out after Jasmine's disastrous Instagram live. Oh no, he was using power moves. Let me take you back to the morning following Jasmine's meltdown, when Kirk was already up, behind the scenes and the fallout. Oh, it's going to get disastrous. As he sipped his coffee early and browsed the social media turmoil, Jasmine's live stream became viral, garnering millions of views on TikTok and Twitter. It's over for her, Kirk. Jasmine truly just acknowledged using Kirk's money for personal expenses, and the responses on Instagram were savage. Jasmine genuinely believed that going live would assist her case go be serious, and you know Kirk was, so she decided to contact up his lawyer and obtain full custody today. Kirk was sitting there practically taking notes on everything Jasmine said throughout that live stream, according to insiders, because guess what? The problem is that Jasmine simply provided Kirk's legal team with all the ammo they needed to discredit her in court. When Jasmine acknowledged that Kirk had been providing her money for Cannon, but she kept some of it for herself. This is bad because Kirk's legal team might now claim that Jasmine was abusing the money. Kirk intended to utilize child support money, which may be used as evidence of parental neglect in court, according to an insider close to Kirk's team, claimed that Jasmine simply made Kirk's case much simpler. All Kirk's attorneys need to do now is play it live in court, and Jasmine's credibility will soar. Gone. And to make matters worse, Kirk's team recently subpoenaed someone to appear at the custody court. Oh, you're not prepared for this one, Rod. Actually, it's Jasmine's. Kirk's lawyers forced X, the same man who raised Cannon and has been low-key disparaging Jasmine for years, to change his mind. And it seems Rod is more than ready to reveal all about Jasmine's parenting. According to one source, Rod has been tired with Jasmine for a while because he's noticed how unstable she is, and he's prepared to tell the court everything. And according to sources, Jasmine called when she realized Rod was testifying against her. When Rod eventually took up the phone after hearing the news, she was yelling, "You really G-toed with Kirk over me after everything, 10 times in a row. After everything we've gone through." Rod allegedly added, "I'm doing what's best for Cannon," which is when Jasmine apparently lost it. Asserted that later that day, Jasmine arrived at Rod's flat, hammering on his door and yelling loudly enough for the neighbors to hear. Security allegedly phoned to have her leave the building. And guess what? That minor incident ended up in Kirk's court documents, which Jasmine is essentially passing. Kirk has this custody dispute handled well, but now things get much more complicated because you believe Jasmine couldn't make things work. Even worse for herself, she made the most careless mistake when, that same evening, Jasmine unexpectedly arrived at Kirk's restaurant with Cannon. Yes, after receiving. Jasmine was given a restraining order following a viral outburst, and after finding out that Rod was testifying against her, she up at Kirk's place like. According to reports, Kirk was seated in the restaurant when Jasmine entered with Cannon at her side, pretending as like nothing had happened. Witnesses said that when he saw her at the bar, his expression instantly altered. He stood up and approached her. "Why are you here, Kirk?" Claimed to have clenched his teeth and shouted, "I'm here to talk." Jasmine calmly said, "We don't have anything to talk about." Kirk shot back, and Jasmine answered, "Oh, she wasn't." Backing down, "I won't go until we speak." According to witnesses, Kirk was attempting to maintain composure, but Jasmine was beginning to cause a commotion, and Cannon was standing there, appearing perplexed as Jasmine began to yell. And Jasmine, she was yelling from the rear of the police cruiser, "I promise you'll regret this, Kirk. You're going to regret this," and social media is already buzzing about it. Kirk really phoned the police about Jasmine getting arrested, but Kirk gives Cannon a hug. Wow, this is some next-level drama. Jasmine has gone crazy, and the worst part is that this is only the beginning. Now that Jasmine is facing accusations, Kirk is proceeding with his custody dispute. Things are going to get even more complicated, and the fallout. Oh, it's coming, Jasmine. Well, let's continue where we left off, because if you thought Jasmine's outburst at Kirk's was the end of the world, then you're not prepared for what's about to happen next. The internet went into full meltdown mode after Jasmine was taken away in handcuffs. So the house was awful, honey. You haven't seen anything yet. We're already split on the custody dispute, but when the video of Jasmine's detention appeared on the internet, it was open season. And I can assure you that people were. Jasmine lost a lot at this point, and Kirk needed to win full custody of her after she showed up at his place with a child. Not holding back, Twitter was on fire and began smashing things. Oh, she needs treatment. But why do I think Kirk may have driven her to this point? The most bizarre aspect is the footage of Jasmine. Being jailed wasn't even the worst part though, because the official claimed that the real story began to leak as soon as the police report was out. Jasmine was accused with resisting arrest, trespassing, and destroying property. But that's not even the nasty part. Guess what else According to the story, Kirk had applied for a restraining order before Jasmine even arrived at the residence, so no, Kirk wasn't. He was deliberately attempting to keep Jasmine away from him and their son in order to obtain custody of Cannon. And when the blogs discovered that information, one fan stated that Kirk had been attempting to get rid of Jasmine, saying, "Oh, this man had a plan." Another fan said, "Jasmine needs to sit down." People went crazy. She has been acting strangely for a while if Kirk had a restraining order before she lost it. But this is where things become really ugly because Kirk was already working behind the scenes to ensure that Jazz's life didn't go astray while she was languishing in a holding cell trying to understand how it happened. She never regained custody of Cannon. According to insiders, Kirk called his attorney right away following Jasmine's arrest with the intention of filing for one. Kirk was prepared to remove Cannon from Jasmine completely and honestly after the way she acted, so he wasn't wasting any time, according to the emergency custody hearing. Kirk may have a case at that residence. According to people familiar with the matter, Kirk's legal team is getting ready to make the case that Jasmine is, and Kirk's team has supposedly already created a list of evidence, including Jasmine's inconsistent behavior, and they have the receipts to support their claim that she is an unsuitable mother. Reports from neighbors of Jasmine's yelling and arguing in front of Cannon during the past year provide proof that she had been paying child support. But that's not even the worst part. Guess who else Kirk's lawyers are? They pay for personal costs like fancy bags and vacations, intending to summon Jason's ex-boyfriend Rod as a witness. You know, Rod is the same Rod who raised Cannon and essentially took on the role of a father figure when Kirk. Apparently, Rod has been tired with Jasmine for some time. According to insiders, Rod has been telling people that Jasmine has been going downhill for months, and he is prepared to testify that she has been manipulative and emotionally unstable with Cannon, as well as when the blog began making assumptions about Rod. Jasmine's crew went into full damage control mode, possibly testifying in court. "You're not taking my son from me," Jasmine yelled. "You really think that?" This would support your argument. Kirk instructed you to start it, so you had better finish it immediately. By that time, security had already begun to approach them. "You think you've won. You think you're going to take Cannon from me. You don't even know," Jasmine continued, approaching Kirk before she was done. When Kirk finished, he turned to the security man and yelled, "Get her out of here." Jasmine began to cry, but security dragged her away. Kirk said, "You can't do this to me. You can't take my son and Cannon." Poor Cannon was sobbing as security pulled Jasmine from the. Jasmine was still shouting outside the restaurant when Kirk allegedly approached his son and gave him a hug. And the worst thing was that it was all captured on camera. Yes. A nosy patron in the eatery pulled out their phone and recorded the entire event. And as you are already aware, the video was posted on Mine Within. The video, which showed Kirk standing there with Cannon and appearing composed as security pulled Jasmine out, went viral on Twitter right once. Looks to be a stable parent, while Jasmine appears to be unstable, which is really hurting her case. I feel awful for Cannon, because that baby doesn't need this turmoil. And you? I am aware that Kirk's team was thrilled with this since the video essentially supports Kirk's claim that Jasmine is erratic, unstable, and a danger to Cannon's mental health. Kirk's lawyers needed this film, according to an insider close to Kirk. In essence, Jasmine is giving Kirk custody currently, but the real kicker is about to come. Due to the fact that when the video became viral, according to reports, Jasmine's attorney left her. Yes, Jasmine's own attorney was her client. I'm out, obviously, because Jasmine had been disregarding the counsel of her attorney for weeks and arriving at Kirk's residence and restaurant following a collision with her. Oh, the restraining order was the final one. Kirk, yeah, and straw already. Kirk is legal, according to celebratory sources. The team is now working to get Jasmine deemed mentally ill, which would give Kirk complete legal and physical, oh honey, custody of Cannon and Jasmine. She is in a downward spiral and returned to Instagram the following day and shared a lengthy, emotive caption indicating they're attempting. I'm not insane, but to take my son away from me. You people don't understand a mother who loves her child. Understand the entire tale, although at this time it possibly too late due to the court. The hearing is almost approaching and Rod, prepared to testify about the widely shared video of the breakdown of Jasmine and her own live, working in opposition to her. Kirk is going to easily win this lawsuit, but the drama? Oh, given that Jasmine isn't finished, it's far from over. Closing sources without putting up a fight, regarding her stating that she intends to drop in court with her own legal bombshell, and if, indeed, it might reveal some of the key question is Kirk's darkest secrets. Will Jasmine do a miracle now and retain Cannon's custody, or is Kirk ready to leave with complete authority regarding the future of his son and whether Jasmine has a lot of dirt on Kirk, honey? Might not turn out the way Kirk expects. Will, but this is one thing that is certain. The custody dispute is set to turn heated, messier. Pay attention because that's when the court date arrives, it will be explosive. Therefore, the key query now is, what will happen next? Will Kirk leave, having complete control, or does Jasmine possess? What's the final trick in your sleeve? Regarding Rod, is he truly going to take Kirk's side in court? This war, oh honey, is far from finished. Please share your thoughts. Do you think Jasmine stands up in the comments? A chance, or will Kirk take the triumph? And if you're prepared for the subsequent, that subscriber received an explosive update button and activate alerts because have faith in me for this drama's next phase. Oh no, things are going to get more messier.